Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into the Fake Spike Podcast with Tyler and Cole. That's
I'm
Tyler.
Cole. That's Tyler.
No. That's not how that works.
That's how it works tonight, buddy.
No.
April Fools, we got you. Ha ha ha.
All right. Anyway, it's September, buddy. Um.
And April 1st next year is on a Monday, buddy.
Is it?
I'm gonna get them next year.
All right. There you go. How did you know that?
I have a calendar on my computer.
Oh, okay.
It took me legitimately 15 seconds to scroll down to April, if that.
All right. Anyway. All right. So, well, that was a very interesting Monday night game we had the other night, huh?
I didn't get to watch much of it.
Well, I'm sure you know what happened about four plays into that game.
Yeah, the ayahuasca legend has gone down.
Right. Rogers said, F this, I'm done being a New York Jet for the season. All it took was a couple plays, and his Achilles said, peace out.
I've had enough of this shit. I'm out, bro.
Dude, I feel so bad for the Jets, man. I
How much money did they put into Rogers?
he took a pay cut, I think. He was supposed to make 35 million. I think he took a $25 million uh pay cut. I
Holy shit,
think
that's a big pay cut.
I think 25 million, or maybe he was making 35 million. I don't remember. But
Would you give
he
up
did take,
fucking 30-year pay?
I mean, if I'm already rich and I'm happy with where I am now compared to the last place, maybe.
I'm talking about right now,
But
but fair enough. I fucking
I'm not
would.
rich. Motherfucker, you better give me more money.
That's right.
Anyway, so Aaron Rodgers is done. The Jets are back to Zach Wilson, which didn't work out the greatest last year. But we'll see where it goes this year.
Still not the
Still,
worst Earth team.
they have a good core around them. They have good wide receivers. Defense is good. Good running backs. Their tackle situation will probably be a little bit stronger than it is, but every team's got to have a weakness somewhere.
That's
At
right.
least one.
Uno.
So let's hear Jets. Bad Monday night for them. I mean, they won. They played all right. They played pretty good.
Still got the dub.
Josh Allen kept giving them the ball for free. But
Yeah.
overall, that's definitely a loss on the season. You don't want that. And at
My
this
brain
point,
will not tell me who the fuck Josh Allen plays for. They played the Lions, right? No. What the fuck am I tripping, dude? Lions is fucking. I'm losing my shit.
Buffalo Bills.
What's that?
Buffalo Bills.
Dude, my fucking brain is shot right now. It's shot every time we do a podcast. I feel like turn the
If it
camera on. I
helps,
can't fucking think. Who did they fucking play? Why can't I remember?
Buffalo.
Thank you.
All right. I said it like that
But
because I said times prior and you didn't hear me.
dude, it's a fucking. Oh man.
I think we gotta
Continue.
start
What
the
about your D?
podcast 4 in the morning, prime Tyler time.
You know what? I pushed it back. I get up at 6 nowadays. So if
Get
we
up
could
at
be
6.
filming right around 7:30, I'd be good. But I gotta go to work. So
I'm for sure you're at work at that time.
I've already been up for 14 hours. So I'm fucking my brain's ready to shut off.
All right, makes sense. Um. Anyway, so Rogers is obviously older. I think he turns 40 this season, and Achilles tears are hard enough to come back from to begin with. Uh, maybe you know this off top of your head. When did Kobe tear his Achilles?
2011 or 12.
And how did he look after that?
You lose a lot of athleticism. Like he wasn't jumping as much. Um, Focused a lot more on technique. It might have been before that. It was between '09 and 2011. But you kind of lose a lot of your athleticism. You got to rely a lot. The only benefit that Kobe had was a skill thing.
Right.
He was good with the skill.
Rodgers isn't the most mobile quarterback in the world to begin with, but
Oh, I was wrong. It was 2013. I'm sorry.
13. All right.
Which is interesting now because that's a lot closer to his retirement than I thought it was. Because if he got injured in 2013, he retired, I believe, in 2016. So he didn't. I guess you could theoretically say it put him down because his last year he averaged the lowest amount of points he ever averaged. So
Right.
maybe this
So,
puts Rodgers down.
right. Rodgers is now 40. He's about to be 40.
Kobe was
And
34.
what's that?
Kobe was 34.
Kobe was 34. Right. This age, your body takes longer to heal. You're not a spring chicken anymore. You're not 25, 26, where like, all right, one year off, I'm back, I'm good.
Yeah.
Right now, like I'm 26 and I don't recover from anything. Uh,
Don't fucking hurt from shit that happened 2 years ago. My hips is still in bad shape.
um, right.
Rehab?
Anyway,
What's that?
so I'm not sure. I don't think this is the last time we see Aaron Rodgers. I'm pretty sure he will play again, but to what caliber, I don't know.
I could see him as second string next year.
He's not. He won't come back to be a backup. I can promise you that.
Think the ego's that big?
Absolutely.
I
Like,
feel like it's only right for every starter at some point play second fiddle.
um,
That's how it is in the basketball world. I mean, I'm relatively new to the football world, so
am I working in the NBA? Not here, buddy.
fair.
You don't quarterback's the head of the team. You don't go from being the head of the team to being second in command. Like I'm out of here. See ya.
Yeah.
Like Tom Brady would not be a backup. Uh, Aaron
Tom Brady can
Rodgers,
still play.
Big Ben wouldn't. Drew Brees wouldn't. Uh, Honestly, I might see Philip Rivers doing it, but I really doubt it. Um, all the greats from our childhood would not do that, and I don't see anybody ever that's Hall of Fame tier ever doing that.
Okay.
But and I don't think a team would want to pay a backup $30 million a year. It's bad business.
Fair enough.
Uh, yeah, normally backup quarterbacks make $3-4 million if they're good. So anyway, hopefully that's not the end of Aaron Rodgers' career. If it is, first ballot Hall of Famer. But I think we'll see him again. He's too stubborn to go out like that. Plus, I'm pretty sure he's under contract with the Jets for one more year. Anyway, all right. So, got anything else to touch on before we get into our predictions?
I do believe we talked about J.K. Dobbins being out. So I think we're good.
Speaking of Achilles, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's out for the year too.
Ruined one of my fantasy seasons.
Dude, I have him in a dynasty league, and I'm like, are you shitting me right now?
There's nobody fucking good left. I have a 10-man league that he's in, and there's nobody fucking worth picking up.
This is a 12-man league, and our benches are really deep, so there's like nobody on the waiver wire. Anyway, let's get into Thursday night football. We got Minnesota heading to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Eagles -7.
So I went Eagles. I think shit. For the line, I'm gonna go Vikings plus the points. I think the Eagles are gonna win, but seven's kind of a big jump there. The Eagles, I'm gonna call it lazy. They played their ass out in the first and second quarter, and then I don't know what the fuck happened to them afterwards. Um, I feel like now that they're back home, they're gonna turn up a little bit, and then I'm starting to pay attention to this more because Cole brought it up a lot last season. Prime time and Kirk Cousins, I guess, do not mesh. So
They do.
this is one of those games. I think that kind of gives the Eagles a little bit of a bump in this situation. They're back home, they're turned up. They had a bad week last week. They're ready to stomp a mud hole in somebody's ass. And then Kirk Cousins is gonna suck.
The Eagles, I'm taking Minnesota plus the points, but I definitely think Philadelphia is winning this. You good?
I hit the wrong button on my light. Sorry.
I'm taking Minnesota plus the points. Philadelphia is probably going to win though, but Minnesota lost last week to Tampa Bay, and I think they're going to try their asses off because nobody wants to be 0-2.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
you're
just
right.
don't see them winning.
Kirk Cousins does have a prime time problem. We'll see what happens this week. Philadelphia's got that good defense. Probably going to take the ball away once or twice.
Darius Slay's a monster.
Yeah. And hopefully Dallas Goedert catches some passes this week, because if not, I might cry. My fantasy team needs him to catch a pass. Um,
That's gonna be a bad year for me in fantasy, buddy.
you know, I hear that. But other than that, there's really not much else to say. Philadelphia. They didn't look great last week, but they got the job done, and now they're home. So, and Minnesota's coming off. Obviously, they're both on a short week here, but Minnesota's got to do the traveling. Even on week 2, that still sucks because you get. Were they home last week against Tampa, or don't you remember?
Who was the Vikings?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Minnesota.
I don't think I
And,
wrote down who was home.
all right, let me see if I can figure it out quick. Anyway, okay, they were in Minnesota. All
And
right,
losing
so
at home's never a good deal.
no, no. They were in Minnesota last week, so at least they don't have to go from Tampa to Minnesota to Philadelphia. But short week, you got 4 days off. You got to travel. It's just gonna suck for them. Prime time. I think they'll cover, but yeah, I'm taking Philadelphia. All right,
We got
so
next.
next we got Kansas City heading to Jacksonville to take on the Jags. Jags -3.
Um, I'm gonna take the Jags outright on that one. Uh, I think that's still. I mean, 3 points is a close fucking match. Chris Jones is back, so that'll hopefully at least play the defense a little bit better. I mean, both teams should play well, but I just the Jags, Trevor Lawrence, and them got off to a decent start last week, so I feel like they can kind of roll a little bit more than the Chiefs kind of getting stomped out. Well,
Right.
not that they got stomped out. That's a bad way to put it. You just didn't expect them to lose week 1.
No, you really didn't. I'm interested to see if Travis Kelce is back this week,
I knew
or
about that.
we still got that. If we still find off that bone bruise, they're gonna miss again. If Travis Kelce misses, I definitely like Jacksonville in this. Like Patrick Mahomes is great. Andy Reid is fantastic coach, and their defense is pretty good. They got Chris Jones this week, so that'll help. But Like they don't really have anybody that can move the ball on offense. Like Rasheed Rice,
If their main
uh,
option's out, it's a bad day.
Darius Tony is he did not look good last week. Like Mahomes needs somebody to throw to. He can't do everything by himself. Uh, I'm taking Jacksonville plus the points in this one too. It's crazy to think that Kansas City might go 0-2 to start the season, but I mean, I don't know, man. Jacksonville's a good team,
I
and it's
think
not
Trevor
like
Lawrence is a great quarterback. I think they're just gonna kind of keep him moving. And if Kelsey is out, then it's a definite for sure win for Jacksonville.
I did I say Jacksonville -3? It's Kansas City -3. My bad.
Oh,
Well,
you did say Jacksonville -3.
yeah, but you took Jacksonville anyway, so I'm sure this doesn't change your answer.
No, it's still Jacksonville.
Yeah, so I'm taking Jacksonville plus the points. If this was in Kansas City, I think I'd probably take the Chiefs, but I think I'm gonna go with Jacksonville in this one. And we got an AFC North matchup. We got Baltimore heading to Cincinnati. Cincinnati -3.
Ravens. Where do I have my Ravens? There they are.
Which is interesting considering Cincinnati scored 3 points last week.
Yeah, that's tough. So Ravens and Bengals. Couple things here. Um, so I don't know players off the top of my head, obviously. I've been reading a little bit about it. So apparently the Ravens are having O-line injury issues. Is that true? Do you know anything about that?
I haven't heard too much about that.
Okay, I've been reading a little bit about it. I don't players' names in my brain don't really mesh that well. But apparently that's going on. With that said, I know we just talked about the Chiefs and the possibility of them starting on 2 is kind of like bizarre to me or bizarre to you. And I kind of have the same opinion about the Bengals. Joe Burrow has to bounce back. You could say the same thing about Pat Mahomes, but at least until Kelsey's rolling, there's some kind of viable excuse as to why they haven't bounced back.
Right.
Burrow has to bounce back now. So I'm taking the Bengals over the Ravens in this one. I apologize to your wife about that, but she'll be all right.
Ravens fan.
What's that?
And my wife has not been Ravens fan in 2 years. I
She was a
fully
Ravens fan
trans.
last year.
Well, she wasn't
We talked about Mark Andrews all the time.
because she had him in fantasy.
Fair enough.
Ravens offensive lineman Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Lindenbaum each missed practice on Wednesday. Stanley came away from week 1 with a knee sprain injury, while Linderbaum suffered an ankle sprain alignment on the day. Ouch. All right, so they could have offensive line issues there. The Cincinnati's defensive line is pretty good, so that could cause some problems. Hopefully, Lamar has figured out how to hold onto the ball and not carry it like he's got a shitty diaper or something in his hand. Um,
He's running with that motherfucker.
you know, I did. Anyway,
Yeah.
Cincinnati, I think, is going to be pissed off and actually show up this week. I mean, T. Higgins didn't have a catch last week. He had 8 targets, but only 2 of them were really catchable. So hopefully Joe Burrow's a little bit more on his game this week and can hit T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and Joe Mixon will be a little bit more efficient. I'm taking Cincinnati on this one. You said you're taking Cincy too, right?
Yep. I can't think of the Bengals being 0-2 to start the season.
Right. Like, it's crazy that Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Mahomes all lost week 1. Let's see here. Next up, we have Seattle heading to Detroit. Detroit -5.5.
5.5. Going Lions, home game, ride the high. I think Jared Goff probably play a little bit better than Geno Smith in the grand scheme of things. 5 points is a lot of points, though. It's an odd number of points too. Um,
Yeah.
uh, uh, shit, I'm gonna take the Lions outright. Fuck it.
You're taking the Lions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Lions are gonna win the game regardless. I couldn't wrap my head around whether or not the Seahawks would make it close. You know what I mean?
Right. Seattle had their first half on week one wasn't too bad. After halftime, it was just horrible. I don't know what happened there. Detroit had a very good week one. I mean, it was almost 10 days ago at this point, but I think they're still riding that high. And I think they're going to push Seattle around and win the game by probably right around that 5.5 points. Man, let's go. Maybe they'll win by 6 points. So I'll still take Detroit. There we go. So far, we've agreed on all four games. So,
Gotta change it up here, buddy. Stop copying me.
I already had these four written down before we started recording.
Oh, also fun fact, because I'm looking at it now. The Seahawks, right tackle, kneecap, he's on injury reserve, not expected to return for 5 more weeks. Abraham Lucas, and then left tackle Charles Cross, did not practice today due to toe injury, questionable for this week. So their O line's looking a little thin too.
Ouch.
Teams, back O line issues.
Dude, there's so many old line issues throughout the league right now.
I feel like if a team didn't walk away with week one with some injuries, they're fucking in a good spot for the rest for the at least the front half of the season.
Right.
A lot of people got fucking hurt.
Let's see here. Speaking of hurt, next up we have Indianapolis heading to Houston. Indianapolis -1.5.
I took the Texans -1.5. Yeah, I mean, so I think the Texans are gonna win. Barely. They're back at home. CJ Stroud hopefully is gonna play a little bit better. I know it's two rookie QBs, so I feel like at some point home has to affect him positively. You know what I mean?
You would think.
And then I'm looking at it right now. They played at home. Anthony Richardson played at home last week. Um, but it was start of the season. So I'm thinking CJ Stroud, got the first game, first season nerves out, and then back home. So hoping that at least helps him to get it fucked together.
So you're taking Houston on this one?
Yeah.
All right.
This is a disagreement here?
No. I'm just let's see here. I probably should have said this before you made your choice, but this is about the other team anyway. Quentin Johnson. No, Quentin Nelson. He did not practice on Wednesday. He's the Colts guard with a toe injury. Braden Smith, one of their tackles, did not practice with a knee and ankle injury.
Well, ironically enough, so that's the left guard and right tackle. Dalton Schultz, limited practice, tight end for the Texans, limited practice. Then Laramie Tunsil, whatever the fuck, didn't practice at all with a knee injury today. He's their left tackle, and then their right tackle had limited practice today for a shoulder injury. So everybody is falling the fuck apart.
Yeah, injuries.
I'm taking the Texans.
Welcome to the NFL. Everybody's hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
all right, we got our rookie up here. We got Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud. What should be two pretty decent quarterbacks. Uh, this is going to be a tight one, as you can tell by the 1.5 spread. Houston is the home team here. They do have more roster holes than Indianapolis does, but I think CJ Stroud is a better quarterback than Anthony Richardson is. Could be a hot take in a few weeks, months, years, but might not be. I'm going to go with Houston also. Just
Practice
because
squad guys are getting a nice little check this week.
because dude, Anthony Richardson, I watched him play a decent amount in college. He'd have one good throw, two bad throws, an incredible throw, and then the next one looked like he closed both eyes and said, "Yeah, whoever catches this is good," you know.
Fuck it, we ball.
Right. So I'm gonna go with Houston in that one. I don't think they're gonna win a lot of games this year, but division matchup, anything could happen. Two rookies. We'll see what happens. Next up, we have Chicago heading to Tampa to take on the Bucks. Bucks -3.
All right. So I took the Bucks. You said they were -3.
Yeah, Bucks -3.
Definitely cover on that one. They're back at home. Bears had defense issues against Green Bay. I think Mayfield can definitely take advantage of that. I'm trying to pull up any injuries at the moment.
I think I heard something about Mayfield either being limited or not practicing.
I don't have anything for him on CBS Sports. So, and they're also one of the few, like, they have injuries in their deep wide receiver and a couple D-line injuries, but the Bears
Yeah, the Bears defensive back.
are pretty much in the same area, actually, now that I'm looking at it. They have a couple defensive issues, but no O-line issues.
Right.
I don't know. Tampa Bay is 1-0. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans is a fucking beast. Chris Godwin's pretty solid. Rashad, sorry, White, DJ Moore, Donnell Mooney, and Fields are really the only things that stick out to me. I mean, Cole Kmet, how the fuck you say that? Is solid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just take the Bucks. They're at home. They're already 1-0. That gives them, in my brain, a huge step up over the Bears, especially because they're traveling. You know what I mean?
Right. Honestly, I am not a big fan of Chicago.
10 minutes.
They picked #1 over. We're definitely going to need to do a part two. They picked #1 overall last year. Well, they didn't, but they traded the pick. They were scheduled to pick #1 overall. And I think they're going to be in a similar boat this year. I don't see them getting much better. They didn't look great in week 1. Tampa Bay is not that much better of a team, if they're better at all than Green Bay. I'd call them pretty equal-ish. Neither team is winning the Super Bowl this year, Tampa Bay or Green Bay. But
Chicago wins the whole fucking thing.
Chicago's gonna be bad this year, and so I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. Just because Chicago it's gonna suck. Sorry to say, Chicago fans, you're gonna have to wait another year. You got a couple good picks scheduled for you here. You have your first round pick, and then you have Carolina's first round pick. And I don't think Carolina's going to be great either. So maybe next year you'll be good. Next up, we have Green Bay heading to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Green Bay -2.
Packers, Falcons -2.
Yep.
Green Bay -2, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going Packers. Packers have better defense. Shut down the Falcons a little bit. Jordan Love didn't played pretty well actually last week. I think he can continue that. They have a couple wide receiver issues. Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs had limited practice, but I don't think that's going to stop him. I know the Falcons are at home and they're also 1-0, but I
Right.
don't know. I just kind of I'm going with Green Bay. I feel like they have better defense. Atlanta's going to have a little bit of an issue getting through that, and then once Packers on offense, it's going to be quick and out the fucking way.
Honestly, I'm pretty worried about the Packers here. Aaron Jones has a hamstring injury. He might not play. While Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson are both hurt. If they don't play, they're kind of screwed. Like, because that'll be their top three options.
Well, Dobbs had limited practice today. The other two did not play at all. Aaron Jones and Christian Watson with a hamstring injury. So,
Right. Christian Watson is the better of the two wide receivers, in my opinion. So hopefully they get on the field, and I would definitely lean Green Bay then. But the way it sits, I think Atlanta will be able to run the ball and might be able to win this game here.
fair enough. There's our first disagreement. So how you gotta have that's how you get different records. You know what I mean? We gotta fucking argue at some point.
All right. So next up we have Las Vegas heading to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills minus 8.5, which is the largest spread we've had so far.
Raiders plus points. Bills definitely won the game. Josh Allen to bounce back big. I read somewhere that Garoppolo is listed as questionable for this week. Due to an limited practice. So it'll probably be good for week 2. Either way, Devontae Adams didn't practice, and neither did Jacoby Myers. They did not practice. So what I'm going to say is I think Devontae Adams will be okay. It was an ankle injury from my notes. Jacoby Myers, though, was a concussion injury. From my understanding, the NFL takes that kind of seriously nowadays.
I doubt he's going to play.
Devontae Adams is possible. Garoppolo limited practice, but I think Josh Allen just has to bounce back here. I didn't catch a lot of injuries from them. I'm going to double check now.
Right.
None. They don't have any. They have deep injuries, but nothing up front.
8.5, a lot of points. Buffalo tends to show up, especially at home. Well, early in the season, later in the season, for some reason, like they're this tough, cold weather city, but they seem to struggle a little bit later in the season in the cold.
It's warmer.
But right now, it's fine. So I'm going to take Buffalo minus 8.5. That's a lot of points, but I'm gonna.
You think they're gonna cover it?
Yeah, I think they're gonna take it. I hope and pray on them, but I think Josh Allen's gonna be pissed off with how he did last week and show up and kick the crap out of the Raiders. It wouldn't really surprise me if Las Vegas covered. It would surprise me if Buffalo lost this one.
Right. Fair enough. So I'm going Raiders plus points.
Los Angeles Chargers heading to Tennessee. Chargers -3.
Chargers, even though they have shitty defense, Titans have bad offense. So,
Agreed.
in theory, it's going to balance out. I think the Chargers have better offense and the Titans have defense. Versus the Titans have bad offense. Doesn't really even out if the Chargers have bad defense. Like, there's no fucking advantage for the Titans whatsoever. So Chargers, and you said there was what? I'm sorry.
Chargers -3.
I'll take that outright. Fuck it, why not?
Okay, so Chargers win. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going the same way. Los Angeles Android Chargers. Tennessee. Man, Tennessee did not look great last week. I'm pretty sure they're one of only three teams not to score a touchdown last week. And yeah, it did not look fantastic by any means. D Hop,
Didn't
DeAndre Hop,
practice.
and he didn't practice. What's the matter with him?
Ankle problem.
Oh, fantastic. What about Derrick Henry? Is he good to go?
Derrick Henry's gonna go. The backup running back Ty J Spears is in limited
Tosh.
practice. That I don't know if that's gonna make that much of a difference.
I like Tennessee, I do, but I don't see Los Angeles having a problem.
Now the only other notable thing, now keep in mind they have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, great.
Right,
Gerald Everett's solid for a tight end. Austin Eckler didn't practice with an ankle injury, so
right. That could be a little sketchy. Joshua Kelly, I believe his name is the backup. He had a pretty good week last week. Not as good as Eckler, but I
I
think
guess that means
that
Allen and Williams are gonna get more touches.
right. I think Chargers can figure out a way to make it work. Uh, yeah, I'm taking Los Angeles on this one without much of a problem here.
Yeah,
Tennessee might be able to make it close, but not 100% sure
I
on
don't
that
know
one.
that close.
Right. San Francisco is heading to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. San Francisco -7.5.
Oh shit. That's a giant spread. I think the 49ers win, continue to look good. They're a better team than the Rams. I just eight's a lot of fucking points. I see
Yeah,
them winning by like 6. I'm gonna take the Rams plus the points. 49ers still definitely gonna dominate. But not that fucking much.
uh, San Francisco got out of that matchup with Pittsburgh pretty healthy. They absolutely dominated Pittsburgh last week. The
Damn straight.
Rams,
I mean, I love you.
which mind your business. Uh, the Rams had a pretty good game last week too against the Seahawks, but
Rams are still missing
Cooper
Cooper
Kupp,
Cup too.
yeah, Cooper Cup's still going to be gone for at least another few weeks. Tutu Atwell and Puka, I don't remember what Puka's last name is. Did pretty solid last week, but I don't know if that continues. San Francisco's got a really good defense. Their offense was firing on all cylinders last week. Uh, if they can keep Aaron Donald contained, I don't see them having a problem moving the ball at all. I'm going to take San Francisco even -7.5. I'm taking San Fran on this.
I think that's a lot of fucking points.
It could be. Could be. Let's see here. Then we got the New York Giants, who laid a goose egg at home on Sunday Night Football last week, going out to the desert, Arizona, to take on the Cardinals. Giants -5.5.
Um, yeah, so I have the Cardinals winning this one. Giants got fucking smoked. Absolutely, I just lost my note. Giants got absolutely fucking smashed. Now they're going away. I think the Cardinals can play better in this one. Cardinals had 5 or 6 sacks. I'd have to look. Um, I believe they had 5 or 6 sacks last week total. So it's not looking too hot for the Giants. I'm trying to pull it
All
up right
right.
now. Bear with me.
Do that. I think the Giants are going to bounce back in this one. Arizona is another one of those teams that just is probably going to do horrible this season. They're still rolling with Josh Jobs, yeah, Josh Dobbs. And I mean Marquise Hollywood Brown. I think he's healthy, but anyway, Like, I think that Arizona's going to have some problems here. The Giants are going to be a little ticked off from last week, which they should be. Arizona, historically, for the past 3, maybe 4 years, has done absolutely horrible against tight ends. So I think Darren Wall might end up cooking them.
3, 4, 5, 6 sacks last week. I'm sorry, I don't know why that took me so long.
That's a lot of sacks. Hopefully, the for Daniel Jones' sake, hopefully he can defend himself against that, or the line can defend him against that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm taking the Giants on this one.
Ooh, more disagreements. I like it.
Yeah, we've had a few. We've had a few. I think that's our fourth disagreement.
More than last week.
Yeah. Next up we got the New York Giants. Yeah, New York Giants. The New York Jets.
The better New York team.
The New York Jets and Sam Darnold heading to Dallas.
Yeah,
The
so about that.
same Dallas that murdered the Giants last week.
Dallas in the first 2 weeks of the season just decided that they're gonna absolutely demolish the state of New York.
Our biggest spread of the week, Dallas minus 9.5.
I might be slightly influenced by the fact that they absolutely fucking destroyed the Giants last week on this one. With Aaron Rodgers out.
Right.
You said Sam is it Sam Darnold starting for the Jets? Is that what you said?
No.
That sounds fucking wrong. Is Zach Wilson
That,
starting for the Jets?
I mean, if this was 2019,
That's why I was fucking confused. You said some
that
I
was
thought I heard something else. Well, your face is in one spot this second and then a different spot fucking 4 seconds later. So I don't know what the fuck's going on over there, but it's a little laggy. Either way, um,
is the audio good at least?
the audio is fine, it just doesn't keep up with your face. Like everything's good. You just um
I'm a ventriloquist, damn it.
yeah, Jeff Dunham over here. Rodgers down, Cowboys have shit. Top 10, if not top 5 defense in the league. What are you laughing for?
Just flashbacks to all those TikToks of better
Oh,
defense.
best defense in the yeah, you know.
Right. That's the thing, but
Everybody had so many disagreements with me. I'm gonna do that this year too. Everybody fucking hated those videos. I loved it.
you did good. Uh
I was learning. I'm still learning. Fuck you.
let's hear the Jets heading to Dallas. Uh Dallas has a scary defense. The Jets have a pretty good defense. I just think Zach Wilson's going to give Dallas some short fields here, and that Dallas is going to be able to capitalize on those. 9.5 is a lot of freaking points, man. I said that last week with Baltimore and Houston with 10 points, but oh man, this is going to be a rough one. You had Dallas, right?
Oh yes, 100%. I have Dallas in this matchup.
I think it's going to be right around there, right around that 9.5 points there. Could be 9, could be 10. Um,
Brees
I'm
Hall
gonna
is
take
also on limited practice for the Jets, by the way.
right. I think he'll play. I think he's fine. Um,
Cooks is probably out this week with a knee problem. But they still have
who?
Tony Pollard and CeeDee Lamb. And Dak fucking Prescott.
Dak fucking Prescott.
Yeah. I mean he's top fucking 16. Definitely top half of the league.
All right. Then we got Washington heading to Denver to take on the Broncos. Broncos minus 3.5.
I'm going Commanders. You said Broncos 3.5.
Yep. Denver minus 3.5.
I got the Commanders winning. Denver lost at home last week. Um, the Commanders have a pretty solid defense this week, this year. Denver had a problem just in general getting to where they fucking needed to go as far as offensively. And with Washington being above the middle of a pack defense, I feel like that's gonna kind of
Jerry Judy practice today,
I can find out.
Denver. Uh, let's see. Washington,
Limited practice.
they have a good defense. They have a pretty good offense. I wouldn't say they're top 10 in the league in either department there, but definitely top 16 on both sides of the football. I'd give them. Really depends on how Sam Howell's going to do in this one. Russell Wilson still didn't look great last week. To be fair, he did have some injuries on the offensive side of the ball there. This one could go either way. I'd say that's a pretty solid line, 3.5. I'm going to take Washington plus the points on this one.
You said Washington was 8.5?
3.5.
Oh, you just said 8.5. That's why I was fucking confused. You might be thinking about the Cowboys game.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm taking Commanders.
All right, so okay, Washington. All right. Next up, we have Sunday Night Football. Got Miami Dolphins heading to New England to take on the Patriots. Miami minus 2.5.
Was everything else we were going over Sunday evening? The fuck, bro?
Kansas City at Jacksonville, all the way down to
Yeah, that's what well, you said Sunday night, so I was like, pretty sure the fucking rest of them are in nighttime. I'm just being a dick. Don't worry about it.
Los Angeles. Chargers and Tennessee were all 1 o'clock games. And then San Francisco, Los Angeles Rams down to Washington, Denver were 4:25.
All right. So Dolphins, Pats, right? That's where we're at. What was the line?
Yeah, the line is 2.5.
Okay. So I like the Dolphins. I like Tua Tagovailoa. I'm never not gonna say that Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, though. Jalen Waddle, limited practice this week. He'll probably still play. I think great fucking team. I think the Pats are gonna win though.
You think the Patriots are going to win?
Dude, like
Favored.
like a point and a quarter if it was possible. They're gonna win by like a quarter of a point. If that was a fucking thing. And here's why. The Pats actually finished last week not having dog shit defense. Philadelphia should have ran fucking all over them last week. And the only reason Philly came out in the first quarter and scored 16 and then proceeded to score, what was it, 24, 25 to 20, some shit like that?
I think it was 25-20.
So proceeded to score 9 fucking points in the next 3 quarters. So I think what's going to happen, and I like the Dolphins. I really do. But I think the Pats are going to slow the game down enough for the offense to start catching some kind of groove and squeak this one out by the last hair in between their ass cheek.
I could see it happening.
I also kind of picked this because I knew we were going to disagree, and I didn't know if we were going to disagree on a lot of other ones. So I had to take a gamble somewhere.
I got you. I'm definitely taking Miami in this one. Tyreek Hill and Tua looked unstoppable last week. Hopefully, for my fantasy team's sake, hopefully it happens again. It's definitely that extreme. Belichick is pretty good at taking away the number one option for a team. So Tyreek Hill might get shut down a little bit, but in that case, Waddle's going to eat. And to be honest, I don't know how they're going to stop both Waddle and Hill. I think Miami's taking this one. It's going to be tough in New England, but I think Miami's taking it.
Respect. I'm still saying Patriots.
Uh, Next up, we have the earlier of the two Sunday night or the two Monday night games because for some reason we have two fucking Monday night football games in week two. Uh, New Orleans is heading to Carolina. New Orleans minus 3.5.
Who do you think I got winning?
I already wrote it down.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
Uh,
Do you want to hear my reasoning why, at least for the podcast sake?
yeah, go ahead.
Because I now take notes on all the shit that I fucking see.
Good stuff. Proud of you.
Yeah, that's why I don't sound like a complete fucking idiot. Still sound stupid sometimes. See previous prediction. Saints. I know. I didn't fucking see it coming. Yes, they struggled last week, but they got the job done. The defense played pretty solid. I think Derek Carr is going to get into a better flow. I think Panthers have Bryce Young struggled fairly bad last week. I think that's going to continue. There's not a whole lot of other big name options I can see on their offense. I think the Panthers are going to continue to struggle. They're rebuilding. They're coming back from CMC from the trade last year. They dropped him, and they weren't even doing too hot with him last year. They traded him fucking week 5 or some shit like that last year. So they're rebuilding their team. Let them have their fucking bad year. Saints win for that reason.
Yeah,
And then the fucking Saints. They're gonna win every game this year. So
okay. Calm down, buddy. I'm taking
Super Bowl.
I'm taking New Orleans in this one also.
Man.
I think they got the better team here. Chris Olave looked pretty damn good last week. Michael Thomas didn't look bad by any means. Carolina, they don't have the team. They're still in need of some pieces there. I mean, their best wide receiving option is Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen is mid 30s, let's say 34, somewhere around there. He's starting to fall off now, and he's not who he was. He is still pretty decent. They Carolina might be able to keep this one close, but I'm definitely taking New Orleans, even minus 3.5. And for the later Monday Night Football game, and they start like an hour apart, but for the later game, we have Cleveland heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.
All right. So I know your answer. At least I think I know your answer. If you're as delusional as I am. But I'm taking the Browns. Definitely for 2. What's that?
I told you the spread. Okay.
Yeah. I think you did. Fucking in my brain is 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Browns defense played well last week. Deshaun Watson played fairly solid. Good play. Even in a close-ish game last week. With that said, if you want to take a look at some injury issues, there are none in Cleveland. There aren't a ton in Pittsburgh, but Deontay Johnson, who is on my fantasy fucking team in my 10-man league, has a hamstring issue. He's doubtful. And then your boy, Pat something, I can't fucking pronounce his last name, took a gnarly hit. So, I mean, I'm sure he'll play, but it's got to be limited.
I think Freiermuth will be fine. Deontay, on the other hand, he's not playing for a couple weeks. Cam Hayward's not playing for a couple weeks, so that's going to suck. But hopefully we can stop Nick Chubb from running it right down our throats. They do have, I am aware of one Cleveland issue, and that's the right tackle. I know he got hurt, and they're dealing with the backup now. He's not going to play. He's out for the season, I believe. So,
You got a name on that?
I can't. I think the backup's name is Jack Conklin. Maybe that's the starter that went down.
The listed right tackle is DeJuan Jones, but they don't have any. I gotta look at their transaction history here, but they don't have any backup for the right tackle actually listed. And all the transaction information is like from fucking August. So
I would look that up on my laptop's gonna die in about 10 seconds. I know that something's going on with the right tackle, and TJ is going to eat again. Maybe he's gonna do for another 3-sack game. Didn't really help us last week, but no offense to Cleveland, but they're not as good as the 49ers.
Nope.
I think Pittsburgh's going to be able to win this one. They did not look good last week, but prime time, hopefully they'll show up. And like I said, it's not as good as the 49ers.
I think this is going to be another year where you get to see that TJ Watt is the real fucking deal. But offensively, you guys are gonna. I just don't see it happening.
I can see that. Hopefully, Dan Moore, good luck. He's our left tackle. Good luck with Myles Garrett this week. Please don't let him kill Kenny. Can't afford it.
Who you guys got on the fucking bench?
Who do we got on the bench? Like quarterback wise?
Yeah, you got Mitch Trubisky. You fucking bitched about him last year.
Mitch Trubisky. Yeah. He's okay. Not great. Not a bad backup, but I'd rather not have him as a starter.
I feel like Najee Harris is better at some point. Am I tripping?
What do you mean?
Like last year, maybe?
Najee Harris had a good end of the season last year after the bye week. He didn't look great last week, but he didn't look horrible. We just got out of a game script where we could really use running backs. It was more like, hey, time to pass. But we got down by a few scores very quickly, and we couldn't complete a freaking first down to save our lives. So,
oh, your right tackle's definitely out too, by the way. So Chukwuma
Okorafor.
Yeah, questionable for concussion.
When the fuck did that happen?
I can find out, buddy.
Well, if that's the case, that's terrifying because that would mean Dan Moore would probably go to right tackle, and Broderick Jones, our rookie, would step in the left tackle spot. And I really don't want to feed a rookie tackle to Myles Garrett. It's not fun. Anyway.
At some point Sunday is when he got a fucking head problem.
Oh, yeah, right. Broderick Jones did finish that game, I think. Anyway. Well, those are all the games for the week.
Yes, sir.
And about all I got.
All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast this week. If you're on YouTube, hit us with a subscribe. We're gonna start pumping out short form content again. I know I gotta get back on it. I'm sure Cole does as well. The shorts and stuff like that coming back soon. So if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We're painfully close to 100 subscribers. If you're listening on an audio platform, drop us a 5-star rating. It'd mean a lot to us. And we'll see you guys Tuesday for recap. Peace.